Have you ever wondered if there's a simple way to protect your brain from one of the most feared diseases of our time? What if I told you that sitting right in your kitchen, there might be 3 powerful allies that could help shield your mind from Alzheimer's disease and actually boost your memory? If you're between 50 and 70, or if you care about someone who is, this video could change everything you think you know about brain health. By the time we reach the end of this conversation, you'll discover which 3 everyday foods have been scientifically proven to fight cognitive decline, how they work in ways that might surprise you, and most importantly, how to incorporate them into your daily routine starting today. But here's the thing. I'm not going to tell you everything right away. There are some shocking discoveries about brain nutrition that most doctors don't even discuss with their patients, and I want to make sure you stay with me until the very end because that's where the real game changers are revealed. So grab a comfortable seat, maybe a cup of tea, and let's dive into this life-changing information together. Now, before we jump into these 3 incredible foods, I want you to think about something that might hit close to home. How many times this week have you walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there? Or maybe you've struggled to remember the name of someone you've known for years. These little moments of forgetfulness can be absolutely terrifying, can't they? Especially when we know that Alzheimer's disease affects more than 6 million Americans, and that number is growing every single day. But here's what's fascinating, and this is something that's going to blow your mind. Recent research has shown that what we eat plays a much bigger role in brain health than we ever imagined. Are you ready to discover how the right foods can literally rewire your brain for better memory and protection against cognitive decline? Let's start with our first powerful brain defender, and I guarantee this one is going to surprise you. Blueberries. Now, I know what you're thinking. Everyone talks about blueberries, right? But do you really understand why these little blue gems are being called brain berries by researchers around the world? The secret lies in something called anthocyanins, which are the compounds that give blueberries their beautiful deep blue color. These anthocyanins don't just make the berries pretty to look at, they actually cross something called the blood-brain barrier and go directly to work protecting your brain cells. Have you ever wondered what happens in your brain when you eat just half a cup of blueberries? Within 2 hours, these powerful compounds are already starting to improve communication between your brain cells. Isn't that absolutely incredible? But here's where it gets even more interesting. A groundbreaking study followed adults aged 65 to 77 for 12 weeks, and half of them drank wild blueberry juice every single day while the other half didn't. Can you guess what happened? The group drinking blueberry juice showed significant improvements in memory tasks and had increased brain activity in areas associated with memory and executive function. That's like giving your brain a daily tune-up. Wouldn't you agree? And the best part? You don't need expensive supplements or complicated treatments. You just need about 3/4 of a cup of fresh blueberries. Or if fresh isn't available, frozen works just as well. How simple is that? Now, let me ask you something. When you think about fighting inflammation in your body, what comes to mind? Most people think about joints and muscles, but did you know that inflammation in your brain is one of the leading contributors to Alzheimer's disease? This is where blueberries become even more powerful. They're packed with natural anti-inflammatory compounds that specifically target brain inflammation. Think of it this way. If your brain was a house, inflammation would be like having small fires starting in different rooms. Blueberries act like a specialized fire department that knows exactly where to go and how to put out those fires before they cause serious damage. Pretty amazing, right? Moving on to our second brain-boosting superstar, and this one might make you want to head straight to the ocean. We're talking about fatty fish, specifically those rich in omega-3 fatty acids, like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and tuna. Now, you've probably heard about omega-3s before, but do you really understand why they're so crucial for your brain health? Your brain is actually about 60% fat, and a significant portion of that fat should be omega-3s. Think of omega-3s as the premium oil that keeps your brain's engine running smoothly. Without enough of these essential fats, your brain literally can't function at its best. How's that for putting things in perspective? Here's something that might shock you. People who eat fatty fish at least once a week have a 60% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease compared to those who rarely eat fish. 60%. That's not a small difference. That's absolutely massive. But why is this happening? The omega-3 fatty acids, particularly one called DHA, are essential for maintaining the structure of brain cells and promoting the growth of new neural connections. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to actually grow new brain cells? As an adult? Well, that's exactly what happens when you give your brain the omega-3s it craves. Our third and final brain-protecting powerhouse might be sitting in your spice rack right now, and you've probably never thought of it as medicine for your mind. We're talking about turmeric, specifically the active compound in turmeric called curcumin. Now, turmeric has been used for thousands of years in traditional medicine, but only recently have we started to understand just how powerful it is for brain health. Are you ready to discover why this golden spice is being called liquid gold for your brain? Here's what's absolutely fascinating about curcumin. It has the unique ability to cross the blood-brain barrier and directly target the plaques and tangles that are hallmarks of Alzheimer's disease. Think of these plaques like rust building up in your brain's machinery. Curcumin acts like a specialized rust remover that can actually help clear away this debris and restore proper brain function. How incredible is it that something so simple could be so powerful? But here's something important that most people don't know about turmeric. The curcumin in turmeric isn't easily absorbed by your body on its own. But there's a simple trick that can increase absorption by up to 2,000%. Can you guess what it is? It's black pepper. The compound piperine in black pepper dramatically increases how much curcumin your body can actually use. So when you're cooking with turmeric, always add a pinch of black pepper. It's like having a key that unlocks all the brain-protecting benefits. Now, let me share a practical way to incorporate turmeric into your daily routine that most people love. Try making what's called golden milk. It's warm milk or a milk alternative, mixed with turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and maybe a little honey or cinnamon for taste. Not only is it delicious and comforting, but you're giving your brain a powerful dose of protection every single day. Have you ever tried golden milk before? But here's what I find most exciting about these three foods: blueberries, fatty fish, and turmeric. They don't just work individually. They work synergistically. That means when you eat them together as part of a brain-healthy diet, their effects multiply. It's like having a three-person team where each member makes the others stronger. Are you starting to see how simple dietary changes could have profound effects on your cognitive health? Let me paint a picture for you of what this could look like in real life. Imagine starting your day with a smoothie containing blueberries and a pinch of turmeric. For lunch, you have a salad with grilled salmon. And maybe in the evening, you enjoy a warm cup of golden milk while reading a book. That's 3 powerful brain-protecting moments in just one day. How difficult would it be to make changes like this in your own life? Now, I want to address something that might be on your mind. You might be thinking, this sounds too good to be true. Can food really make that much difference? And I understand that skepticism. We've been told for so long that cognitive decline is just an inevitable part of aging. But here's the truth that's emerging from research labs around the world. Our brains are much more adaptable and resilient than we ever imagined. This concept is called neuroplasticity, and it means your brain can actually rewire itself and create new pathways throughout your entire life. Isn't that the most hopeful thing you've heard in a while? The research on these 3 foods isn't just promising, it's groundbreaking. We're talking about studies involving thousands of participants over many years, published in respected medical journals, and replicated by independent research teams. This isn't wishful thinking or marketing hype. This is solid science showing us that we have more control over our brain health than we ever realized. How empowering is that? But here's something crucial I want you to understand. These foods aren't magic bullets that will work overnight. Brain health is like physical fitness. It requires consistency and patience. The people in these studies who saw the most dramatic improvements were those who made these foods a regular part of their lives over months and years. Think of it as making deposits in your brain health bank account. Every blueberry, every piece of salmon, every pinch of turmeric is an investment in your cognitive future. What kind of future do you want to invest in? Here's another important point that often gets overlooked. These foods don't just protect against Alzheimer's disease, they support overall brain function in ways that can improve your daily life right now. Better focus, clearer thinking, improved mood, more stable energy levels throughout the day. These are benefits you might start noticing within weeks of making these dietary changes. Wouldn't it be worth trying just for those immediate improvements? Now, let's talk about something practical. I know that changing your diet can feel overwhelming, especially if you're used to certain foods and routines. But here's the beautiful thing about these 3 brain-boosting foods. They're delicious and versatile. Blueberries can be added to almost anything: yogurt, oatmeal, salads, or eaten as a snack. Fish can be grilled, baked, canned, or even taken as a high-quality supplement if you really can't eat fish. And turmeric can be added to soups, stews, smoothies, or that golden milk I mentioned. What's one small change you could make this week? I also want to address cost, because I know that's a concern for many people. While organic blueberries and wild-caught fish can be expensive, there are affordable options that still provide excellent benefits. Frozen blueberries are just as nutritious as fresh and often much less expensive. Canned sardines and salmon are budget-friendly and incredibly nutrient-dense. And a small container of turmeric powder costs just a few dollars and can last for months. Brain health doesn't have to break the bank. As we wrap up our conversation today, I want you to remember that knowledge without action is just entertainment. You now know about 3 powerful foods that can help protect your brain and boost your memory. The question is, what are you going to do with this information? Are you going to let it sit in the back of your mind? Or are you going to take action? Starting today? Your future self is counting on the decisions you make right now. I hope this information has been as eye-opening for you as it has been for the thousands of people who have already started incorporating these foods into their lives. Remember, you have more power over your brain health than you might have realized. These 3 simple foods, blueberries, fatty fish, and turmeric, could be the key to maintaining your cognitive sharpness and independence for years to come. If you found this information valuable and you've watched all the way to the end, I'd love for you to take a moment to hit that like button. It really helps other people discover this important information. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel because we're constantly sharing new research and practical tips for healthy aging and brain protection. For those of you who made it to the very end of this video, I want to hear from you in the comments. Tell me which of these 3 foods you're most excited to add to your diet. Or if you're already eating them, share your experience with others who might be just starting this journey. Your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear to take that first step toward better brain health. And don't forget to check out the next video that's appearing on your screen right now, where we dive even deeper into the science of nutrition and cognitive health.